Hey, welcome to OddsJam TV, the place that you can go and find out everything that you ever wanted to know about sports with who? Mike.
Me.
That's right. And me. You guys are getting tired of seeing me, Bob. I got no Steve. I got no Randall here. It's just the two of us. Just the two of us getting ready to.
We can make it if we try, Bob.
NBA day here, folks. Yes, we're going to talk NBA playoffs. That's what we're doing here today. Sign up and click those links below for the best sports books in your state. Yes, do that, would you please? And we'd very much appreciate it. You need multiple sports books in order to be a profitable sports bettor. Speaking of profit, Mike, what else should they do?
Bob, you got to fill out that form below in the description because you can get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how you can make $2,500 plus per month sports betting. Full presentation will be available for you. It's great. It's educational. It's profitable, Bob. Come on. It's money. What more do you want?
Right. We make profit, cash it. Don't forget the OddsJam Partner Program link is down there too. Share that with your friends. You get 20% of all of the revenue generated from that. And it is the best bet link down there for the Hawks versus Heat tonight. Since we're in the NBA playoffs, we've got to push that, definitely. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would very, very much appreciate it. We also, Mike, have some live chat available. If I click the link right, who knows? We had no live chat last night. That might have been my fault, but sometimes YouTube does malfunction in that regard. But live chat is available. We'd appreciate any and all comments. We're looking forward to doing this show today. It's just me and Mike, and probably it's kind of useless to ask where the hell is Steve. We just know Steve's not here, right, Mike?
Yeah, we know he's not here, and we don't know where the hell he's at. So that's okay, though. Steve's got stuff to do. He'll probably be back next week, and you never know. He may pop in the middle of the show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, you just never know. He may show up now. Or now.
Nope, he's not here. Hold on.
Or right now.
Nope. And not yet. In the NHL, some sad news for those of you hockey historians. Guy Lafleur, the great Montreal Canadian, passed away, 70 years old, died of cancer. This on the heels of Mike Bossy passing away, one of the greatest goal scorers ever. Sad day in hockey. All right. Let's get to the NBA playoffs, Mike. We're going to kind of break this down, talk about the series. We will be doing some positive EV plays. They are all going to be centered around nothing but the NBA playoffs. So let's start with what we've got going on here tonight. We've got the Heat at the Hawks. We've got the Bucks at the Bulls, and we have the Suns at the Pelicans. I'm going to work backwards. Suns, Pelicans, Devin Booker out. Did the Pelicans now have a shot?
I mean, I think the Pelicans have a shot to make this series a lot longer than what people expected. I think people expected this to be a sweep, and then now you see the Pelicans get a game. Now no Devin Booker. Now it looks like it's potential. There's potential for the Pelicans to get not only the one game, but two or more. I ultimately still like Phoenix to win this series, but I do think that the Pelicans have a shot at getting a game at home and making this a longer series than anticipated, which is also going to, I think, affect the Suns going forward a little bit. So no matter what, the Pelicans have an opportunity here to put a little bit of wind in the Suns' sail. So I expect them to make this series a little longer than anticipated, as I said, which it already is, honestly. I mean, 4 or 5 games, one more win. The Pelicans have extended this thing longer than what I think anybody anticipated. So I think the Pelicans get a game in New Orleans. I really do. Now, that being said, I would not be surprised, though, if the Suns come out a lot hotter this game because of the fact that now they know how they're going to play a lot more desperate, I think. No Devin Booker. They need this bad. They can't go down 2-1, having to play another game in New Orleans again, down 2-1, with the chance of going down 3-1. So I think the Suns are going to understand the importance of this game 3. And as I've mentioned before, there are 2 games that I think are the most important in a best of 7 series, and it's the game 3 and it's the game 5. Those are ever so important.
I would agree with that, although I think game 5 is numero uno in my book of all the years that I've been.
It depends where you're at in game 5. I mean, in game 3, if you're tied 1-1, game 3 becomes extremely important. Game 5, if it's 2-2, it's pretty well the deciding factor in a lot of cases.
Speaking of game 3, so let's just go back to last night and the fact that Memphis came back in that game. You and Steve, we're in a group text. You guys have me thinking. I didn't watch the game. I'm sorry, I didn't. I was watching hockey last night, and I'm in St. Louis anyway. I thought, the Grizz, when I looked at the score, that they were pretty well done. But they came back and won that game. Cat got into foul trouble again, didn't he, Mike? Now Memphis is leading that series 2-1.
Yeah, and that's been the story for the Timberwolves. It happened against the Clippers in that play-in game, Cat fouling out. You knew that this was going to become a problem and an issue at some point. Now it has happened. Now the Timberwolves are down 2-1 and they're at home. So now Memphis has stolen home court advantage right back from the Timberwolves, which they had stolen from Memphis heading into this game 3. Now it's gone. Home court advantage for Minnesota no longer exists. The edge now goes back to Memphis, and there's a lot of concern for Minnesota going forward, and it's specifically on Cat. I am concerned about Karl Anthony Towns' performance. He's not stepping up. It's not only foul trouble. He's, what do you have? Four field goal attempts? I mean, that's not going to cut it. If you're a big-time player, you won the 3-point contest. There was all this hype about him being one of the best big men in the league. And, obviously him winning that 3-point contest was pretty big. But what's it done for you?
Not much. Not much. All right. Let's move on here. And Dallas wins last night. What was it? 126-118. And actually, have they possibly put a stranglehold on that series? I think they have myself, because Utah just doesn't look like a team that can handle it. They like to throw up a bunch of threes, and if the threes ain't hitting, they're done.
Yeah, Utah has I expected them to come out and win. I mean, how much more obvious does it need to be for you that there's no Luka? You're in game 3, you're tied 1-1, you're at home in Utah where you're better. Dallas is not a great road team, and they're without Luka. What in the heck happened? I mean, you cannot lose that game. They did. This series, in my opinion, has shifted once again back to the momentum for the Mavericks, and I like the Mavericks to come out of this series now, Bob. I mean,
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Utah's not legit. Utah is not legit.
You're right. And then finally, Golden State is, I mean, that series is over. The Joker came up with a brilliant performance, but it just wasn't enough. It's over.
No, and they got performances out of Aaron Gordon that they needed, but it still wasn't enough. They don't have enough. I said it. They could play a really good game and Golden State could play maybe not their best game. And I'm not saying Golden State didn't play a good game, but
Right.
Denver played as good a game as they were going to be able to play. They got a little more contributions from people other than Jokic a little bit, but it's still not enough. Golden State has this series, and the bag is expected.
All right. Just to remind people, in the description below, there's a form link. Go to that, fill out the form for a one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 plus per month sports betting. Folks, it is real. I'm telling you right now, there's a program put together that is going to help you. You got to have the bankroll to do it, and you don't have to have a $100,000 bankroll, okay? But you do have to have somewhat of a bankroll, and you fill out that form, you'll find out whether you're eligible for that. And I'm telling you right now, there are people getting on the Platinum program right now, and they are making a ton of money. All right, Mike, let us kind of saunter into the games that are happening today, which we have Miami and Atlanta, Milwaukee and Chicago. We already talked about Phoenix and New Orleans. Let's talk about Miami, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Chicago very quickly. Atlanta at home, they're down 0-2. I mean, they're just going to let it fly tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing to lose. You're down 2 games to none. You're back at home, though. I expect the Hawks to play better. I think they can get a game at home. So I fully and if they're going to get one, it's got to be this one, right? Because if you're down 3-0, how much are you going to be able to get up for game 4 down 3-0 to a team like the Miami Heat? That's going to be tough. If you're down 2-0, that's a different story. You're still alive. I expect the Hawks, if they're going to win a game, this is the game to do it. Otherwise, like I said, it's over, right? So the Hawks have no choice but to go balls to the wall. Trae Young is going to have an insane game. I expect him to have a big game tonight. I mean, you're talking 30 plus, I think, for Atlanta to have a shot to win this game.
Hey, we don't have a real big audience here, so now is the time. If you want to get some questions in, now would be the time to do it. Live chat is available. All right. The next game, this next game is really concerning to me because I took Milwaukee on a bet, MGM bet. I put $10 on it. For every series that they win, I get a free bet. So I'm figuring, hey, I'm going to the finals, baby. You know, I got a few free bets that I'm going to get out of this. It's not looking very good. I was very disappointed in that performance the other night, and they've got an injury, Mike, and it could be very telling.
Well, yeah, it's Chris Middleton. I mean, that's going to really hurt them. And Chicago gets back home now, where they're a better home team. The series is tied 1-1, and Chicago. We've said it time and time again. How bad are they against the top tier teams in the NBA this year? Horrible. But guess what? They got their first win against a top tier team on the road in the playoffs now. Right. So you can throw all that regular season stuff out the window. Now the bottom line is Chicago has to have some momentum in this game 3. If there was ever going to be a shot for Chicago to win this series, now would be the time while you got the momentum and to really, really put the dagger into Milwaukee with them having no Chris Middleton now. Beat them again. That gives you back-to-back wins. That's 2 losses in a row for Milwaukee. All of a sudden, Milwaukee starts to probably maybe doubt sets in. You know, I know they're the defending champs. I know Giannis is never going to give up, but I'm telling you, if you can find a way to win this game 3, you take control of this series for the time being.
Okay. I got Wood Keaton commented here, Mike. But it's an NHL question. Hell, I'll take it. Thoughts on Coyotes plus 2.5 tonight? No, and no on the Coyotes. They're playing the Capitals. The Capitals are still in that fight. And Boston just got shut out with Boston for the first wild card. They both got 3 games left. And the Capitals are 2 points down. and they need the one that winds up in the second wild card is going to wind up playing Florida because Florida clinched the Eastern Conference last night. So I'm not betting anything with the Coyotes. All right.
Yeah, I'd stay away from the Coyotes, a team that, in all honesty, let's face it, should they even really have a freaking hockey team, man? I mean, let's be 100% honest there.
All right. Let's move on. I got to get past all this. Thank you for the question, Wood. Thank you very much. Keep them coming. Don't forget, Mike and I will be back here at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central with Last Minute Sports Betting. Oh, and by the way, Wood said, thanks, Bob. Good thoughts. Really appreciate what you guys do. Since using OddsJam, I'm up about 20K just from arbing. Holy cow. Woo! That's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
That is fantastic. All right.
Congratulations to you and what? Hey, well deserved. Well deserved.
Yes. All right. Let's get to the positive EV page. Mike, I'm going to share my screen here.
Yeah.
In just a second here. I kind of got everything set up here. We got another comment before I go. That's in 7 months, he said, Mike. Holy cow. That's fantastic.
That's unbelievable. Hey, that is stuff that we love to see. Blast that all over social media everywhere, man. Tag OddsJam. We appreciate that. That is amazing. And congratulations to you. Keep it coming, buddy.
All right. So I want to start off with, we're sticking with nothing but NBA bets. So on this show. So I'm going to start off with this Trae Young, which it looks like over or under 2.5 threes. It looks like the over is the play. So we've got plus 150 on the under on the OddsJam perfect line, minus 204 on the over. So what I say, minus 204 and plus 150. So what we're doing here, Mike, is we are taking the juice out. And we're saying that this is minus 167 or basically 168. Well, we could get this for minus 140, right? I know that the market width here is like 46 cents, but player props are higher. 7.41% though is good. I am hitting this. Trae Young's going to have probably a pretty decent game, and that's only 3 3-pointers made, Mike. Don't you think he ought to hit that?
I think so. I mean, Trae Young most definitely is going to have a big game. And yeah, I mean, I think you can have no doubt that he's going to hit a few threes in this game. So I think that's a good play.
Yeah. And it's only minus 140. So my unit price is now 20. I'm putting 2 units on it. I'm going to put $40 on it. All right. Now in the same game, we have a play on Jimmy Butler under 4.5 assists. Now, Mike, before I make this play, I want to ask you one question. Is Jimmy Butler a really good playmaker?
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Butler's an extremely good playmaker. I mean, he's a great two-way player. He averages, just over 4 assists, 4.1 assists per game. So,
okay. So is this a play that I'm dangerous? Because the under is the play on this.
Yeah, I think you're safe going with the under on that, Bob.
Okay, so let's add that. We've got market width here 32 cents, minus 122 on the over. And what I say, minus 110 on the under. Taking the juice out, that makes that play, what I say, plus 104, or basically plus 105.
Yeah, and I apologize. He's actually at 5.5 assists per game this year.
Okay. Well, I'm taking this play anyway because of, I mean, that's plus 118 compared to plus 104. Now I just won't put as much on this. I'm just going to put I'm probably going to put a half a unit on this. And this is the way that I bet when I find something that is a borderline positive EV play. I put less money on it, and then I double up on the ones that I think are really, really good. Now, hold on. Let me get to another Trae Young play, Mike. There's two of them. There's Trae Young player assist over or under 8.5.
Take the under there.
The under there, okay. And we're not even going to go back to the no-vid calculator, which, by the way, all of this stuff you can get on OddsJam.com, have you an account. It's great. Minus 107 on the OddsJam perfect line, plus 112 at FanDuel. We'll hit that for a unit. 1 unit there. And then I got another Trae Young bet very quickly. This is the over or under 27.5 points. It's looking like the over is the play. I'm not sure he's going to score that many. What are your thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, I'm sure that he will. I would trust that. It's back home.
Okay.
You know, he wasn't far off from that in Miami. Miami is not necessary. I mean, Trae Young has still been able to be productive in this series. I mean, has he been great? No. But he's been okay to where I think that you can be. I think it's safe to say getting back home, he can go for close to 30.
Let's put 1.5 units on that. So that's 30. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my bet tracker, folks, just to show you what we got going on here. And we'll get to, if there are any comments, we'll get to them. So I put these bets in there. There's the Trae Young last bet. There's the Trae Young on the assist. There's the Jimmy Butler play on the assist. And here is the Trae Young play on the over threes. I like this play the best, even though the number is not as good. And then, we have, as you can see, green, you're beating the closing line value. Red, you're not. You see, I got a ton of pending bets here because we put a lot in here. And I go to my phone and put them all in here afterwards. I'm not a desktop type of guy. And then, once again, let's just look at this. Here's what my total profit looks like, 445. My pending bets, my return on investment's 3.6%. This, Mike, will blow me away on because I make a lot more normal bets than he does. It's 50%. You need to be over 50% of the closing line value. I'm failing there a little bit. And then profit over time, sportsbook, sport, and bet type. You could see I do make quite a few normal bets. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. That is the positive EV page and the bet tracker and the no-vid calculator. Jordan Thackeray is here.
All right.
Jordan, thank you for showing up. He's got a baseball question, Mike.
Oh, cool.
Jesse Winker, home run tonight. He's due. What do you think?
Ooh, man. It's tough when you with home runs because you just never know.
Yeah, I'm afraid, but you know what? You got a very good point. He is due, and he's a guy that seems to hit home runs in bunches. I say go for it. But you know what? Be careful with your bankroll on that. Let's not put a ton on that play. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, yeah, he's probably due. Okay. But, if it was Votto, maybe we're thinking a little differently on it. But, yeah, he's probably due at some point. But
okay. I got another question here from Slat Bully. Mike, this is for you.
Him and Suarez are
right.
We're enjoying their West Coast.
Yeah, they're out of Cincinnati because that place is terrible now. Slat Bully has a question for you, Mike. Do the Hawks win tonight at home?
I really think they do. I mean, I have to assume that what we've seen in these playoffs so far that we're going to have some interesting series, and I think the Hawks are able to get a game at home. And if they were going to get one, it would have to be this game. That
Right.
if they go down 3-0, I don't expect them to be able to have enough confidence and enough belief that they can even win a game in that series. And even if they do, at that point, you're down 3-0. You're not going to be able to climb back in it. Down 2-0 and winning this game 3, now all of a sudden you set yourself up to be back in this series. Yes, I think the Hawks can win tonight.
Okay. Shady Who, hashtag Shady Who, says you see on DraftKings they're giving 50% SGP profit boost. Yes, I've seen that. Mike and I are going to put our heads together on this. We're going to come up with an OddsJam TV SGP today, Mike, at least one, so we can take advantage of that 50% boost, and we'll put it up on Twitter. How's that sound, folks? All right, let me get back to things here. Don't forget, the best bet for the Hawks versus the Heat is there's a link there. There's some great information if you want to know more about that game and betting that game. Okay.
Yeah, and go check that out. The question about do the Hawks have a chance? I believe yes. Click that link. See what our experts think on this game as well, and see if you can get some information out of that link to help guide you to the right play, and it'll be very, very beneficial.
This is actually an article on our website that link will go to, so you can read about it. So even if you don't click the link, you can get there by going to OddsJam.com and clicking on the Sport NBA. And don't forget, one more time, fill out the form in the description below to get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 plus per month sports betting. You heard it from our friend here, Wood, who said since using OddsJam in 7 months, he's up $20K. That's a lot of money, folks. You got to understand, this is sports betting software at its best. There's nothing really like this completely out there. I'm not saying that there aren't things that are similar, but I've never
seen good.
No, nothing is good.
Nothing is good, and there's nothing is profitable that's out there other than OddsJam. We're all users of it, even if we're content creators for OddsJam, even if we do work with OddsJam, we are still users of OddsJam.
Right. And we're making profit.
First and foremost. Yes, 100%.
All right, so there you have it, folks. That is our OddsJam TV show for today. Mike and I will be back later on, 6:30, 5:30 Central Time for Last Minute Betting. Here we go. There it is. Say goodbye to us.
There's LeBron. There's Mahomes. There's Tatis Jr. There's Bob.